first skate drop ever, and first national at Ponca City. And today is his first pro race.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, Bayside, New York, there's not really, much around there besides houses and cars. My dad got me my first dirt bike when I was three or four, I think, and then yeah, kind of just took off from there. I honestly don't know why he bought me a dirt bike. I think him and his one of his best friends were like, "Hey, let's get him a PW, and see what happens." So yeah, I got a PW as my first dirt bike. I had training wheels on it for 2 years, and then I think on my 5th birthday, he took the training wheels off, and yeah, it started from there. Yeah, it was the tracks. I mean, we live in basically the city, so it's house on house on house. So yeah, we had a park actually that was like half a mile away, and like every time I get a new dirt bike or we had to like test jetting or something, I'd drive to the park and rip laps on that, just wide open. But yeah, the known dirt bike track was 10th Street in MX. It's in Long Island. That's where I kind of grew up riding, and Justin Cooper grew up there, and yeah, there wasn't really much. We had to travel. Yeah, those sacrifices are pretty big. Like I said earlier, my dad, basically gave up everything for me. He was the main part of why I've gotten this far. Same with my mom. They definitely busted their asses for sure, just to keep me going, and so I could travel everywhere, basically around the whole world. So I think it's just cool, like, how much they put into me from such a young age, because I think my dad, he definitely saw something, when I was young. So yeah, I mean, here we are, 17 years old, and ready to go pro racing.
I never really thought when I was that young that I would be able to do it, but and honestly, all the way up until I was like 16 or 17, I really didn't think. I mean, I knew that I was maybe capable, but at that point, I just didn't know if I was willing to do the work, and then I kind of decided to. So it's kind of weird how the mindset works, but like once I won in 2019, I won a moto at Loretta's on a 125, and basically since then it was like you kind of finally get that relief, like I can do this, and I think it was good for me because I'm nowhere near burnt out like a lot of these kids. My amateur career was definitely different than most, I think. It was like I kind of came out of nowhere there at the end, but I don't know, it went perfect, honestly, and it put me in this position. So as far as the people from the outside looking in, they might, I mean, I don't feel pressure from them, but they're probably thinking like, oh, this kid's older, blah, blah, blah. But the team, I mean, everyone who truly knows me knows that this is literally my first full year. So yeah, there's pressure, but I mean, what do they expect from me? It's my first year pro, where I'm racing guys that have done it for 6 years. They're still in the same class. So it's not as much of do or die, am I gonna make it, or am I gonna go be an electrician with my dad anymore? So that's kind of the difference now.
So my parents kind of rode trails always, and then my older brother raced, but he just raced locally, and then I was kind of the first one in the family to take it to the next level and kind of do all the bigger races and stuff. Honestly, my amateur career on main bikes was awesome, and then with injuries and stuff the last few years, it hasn't been too great. Broken collarbone a few times, tore my labrum, shoulder, slap tear, rotator cuff, broke my back, my ankle, neck, thumb, elbow, pretty much anything in the arm, and then yeah, the neck and the back were the two big ones, but it's a little bit everywhere.
Why do you do this?
Just love of the sport. You know, it's all I've ever done. It's all I know. And after you get hurt, the first day back on the bike's the best day ever because you just missed it that whole time. And just love of the sport. Yeah.
We've watched practice and qualifying, we've theorized, we've bench raced, now it is time to go. Revs are up. Dates down to the 2022 season. And Shimoda and Kitchen have been battling the entire way. This has been pretty fun to watch. Kitchen looks pretty good right now on the 59. He is in 6th. This is what the star Yamaha needed.
Yeah, that was good. Got a decent start, like maybe 12th. Worked up to 7th maybe for a little, and then picked a few guys off. I really just followed Hampshire. He was moving. E5, best moto finish I've ever had.
You have a look at straightening up that rut as you go up. So maybe don't do a practice stop, maybe get that rut straight as you go up. This is a whole circuit.
Another great rush from one of the Yamahas on the inside. That's Nick Romano. No! Yes, he's going to hold it into the first turn. Let's see what the kid can do. Absolutely sending it here early in Moto 2.
Something else. That was probably the best hole shot I've ever pulled in my life. Came out, knew I had to jump on everyone. Once I clicked third, I knew it was over, but my first race, pro race ever to hole shot and lead two, 3 laps or something like that. I'm so happy with that. It's brutal. Really, really shows you how much of a man you got to be out here. So.
Yeah, day wasn't too bad. First moto was sick. Came from, I don't know, 15th to 5th, and then that second one, I mean, I made the most of it, but my starts are ridiculous. I think I was 38. I don't even know. I had 2 guys behind me when I look back on the table, and worked my way up to, like I said, 8th. I'm not sure where I got overall, maybe 7th or 8th, but, you know, for the first round, I'm happy. I checked a lot of boxes as far as I think my speed's plenty good. I think my fitness is great. Bike's good. I mean, everything's there. It's just that start. I know once I can get out front, I think I'll give those boys up front a run for their money, honestly.
Qualifying didn't go too great. I struggled a little bit just figuring out the track and stuff. And then Moto 1 was like P4 off the start, went down second corner, and that kind of just threw off the whole day. Struggled to pass once I got to, I think, around 20th. And then second moto, we just didn't get a good gate pick. Had a pretty big hole, so through that sort of way too. And just made today really hard on myself. I felt like my riding was decently good. Just got to get a start.
Again, watch the departure from Airbus. This is a very graceful aircraft, beautiful aircraft. A350-900. light aircraft.
We're back again in 2022 with the Pick and Pay People and Planet Cleanup.
Fishy is an organisation where we run beach cleanups and environmental campaigns, education awareness, everything on how you can save your planet in a simple and easy way. We are so happy to have partnered with Pick and Pay today, and we have had an amazing turnout. I think we're really going to give this beach a good once over and hopefully just save some fishies and do our part for the planet for Earth Day.
This is an educational program that aims to raise awareness on reducing plastic pollution. Since 2019, we have managed to do a total of 32 cleanups. We have had 1,850 volunteers. We have collected over 3,700 kilograms of waste that would have ended up in our rivers and oceans.
We've got a great turnout here today, and Blue Ribbon has brought along our eco warriors to participate in the beach cleanup.
One of our promises is to care for the earth and living things, and obviously that includes cleaning the beach and looking after our environment.
Anywhere you see dirt, you have to clean it up. If you see something lying on the ground, you should pick it up and throw it in the bin or recycle it.
Really amazing how such a young person started such a big initiative, and we were really happy, to actually come here and support.
And I feel that it is our job to look after creation, and so it's our job to keep our beaches clean.
Each of our volunteers will be given one of these recyclable bags, which is made from recycled PET bottles. We want our volunteers to use these bags on their next shopping trip.
And we'd like to do a big thank you to all the volunteers who've come out here today. Thank you very, very much.
Hi, I'm Dan Nicol from Dan Really Likes Wine with a history lesson. And if you know me, if you know Dan Really Likes Wine, I love the history of South African wine. And I particularly love the history of an estate called Alto in Stellenbosch. It is an iconic South African wine estate, making iconic South African wine. And it does so with a real family feel, because in the 100 years that Alto has been making wine, they've only had 5 winemakers, including Barto, the current winemaker. And that means they've had 100 years of experience of making red wine. That's all they do, no whites. They make one rosé of late, but the big focus is on reds like this, the Alto Shiraz, which I've drunk a fair amount over my time, and it's one of those stronger forms of Shiraz. It's got a great deal of character to it and a lot of intensity, but they also make a wine that is such a staple in South African households and has been now for a century, because the 100 years of Alto means 100 years since the Alto Rouge blend first came to light. And I don't think there is another red blend in South Africa that has been made for quite so long. It is a fantastic story. Now, normally it's 115 Rand a bottle if you're a member of the Pick and Pay Wine Club. And do I need to remind you, it is free to join, and the benefits are, if not endless, then very close to it. 115 Rand comes down to just 92 Rand for the Alto Rouge for a bottle if you're a member of the Pick and Pay Wine Club. But there's another benefit. If you are a member of the wine club, if you're buying a bottle of the Alto Rouge, buying a bottle of the Alto Shiraz, buying a bottle of any of Alto's wines in Pick and Pay, then there is a massive prize that we have to give away, and we'd love to give it away to you. And who knows, there might be a phone call from the team at Pick and Pay telling you that there's an incredible prize from Alto coming your way to help celebrate 100 years of winemaking brilliance. To join the Pick and Pay Wine Club, simply SMS your smart shopper number to 36775. It's absolutely free, and you'll get for yourself 3 times the smart shopper points on every bottle of wine bought. You'll also get a 20% discount on 10 different wines each month, a 25% discount on a case of wine, and a Magnum, some terrific competitions and invitations to awesome events.
I've had the chance to be my 5th tour of the Boeing facilities, and each time I do it, I'm very humbled to take a look at the folks that dedicate their lives to making sure that we're safe out there. It's not just a hunk of metal to me. It's got life, and the life that's put into it is these employees who dedicate their lives to it, and I just want to say thank you to them.
July 25th, 1956. Disaster and rescue on the high seas of the North Atlantic off the coast of New England. The Italian liner Andrea Doria collides with the Swedish passenger ship Stockholm, killing at least 51 people. Most on board the Andrea Doria survive. They are evacuated before the liner sinks the following day. 2000. An Air France Concorde bound for New York crashes outside Paris shortly after takeoff. All 109 people on board and 4 people on the ground are killed in the first ever crash of the supersonic jet. Just years later, the Concorde is grounded for good because of ballooning costs and dwindling ticket sales after the crash. 1995. A UN War Crimes Tribunal indicts Bosnian Serb leader Radovan Karadzic and General Ratko Mladic. They're wanted for the slaughter of up to 8,000 Bosnian Muslim men and boys in the enclave of Srebrenica. Both men remain at large for Europe's worst massacre of civilians since World War II. 1978. Louise Joy Brown, the world's first test tube baby, conceived through in vitro fertilization, is born in Oldham, England. 1997. Ben Hogan, one of the greatest golfers of all time, dies in Fort Worth, Texas. He was 84. And 1975.
One singular sensation, every little step she takes.
In New York, the musical A Chorus Line opens on Broadway. Today in history, July 25th. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
One smile and
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,